we'll see. We'll see. That's why we're training extremely hard. You can't think like that as a top fighter, because then that takes away from your training. I feel like with me, what I've always done is I've trained like every single fight was the hardest fight of my life, and I've given it all in the ring. So that's why I look the way I look. So I'm preparing for the best Demetrius Andrade possibly.
What do you think of your dad's 8th round knockout prediction?
I gotta make my dad happy, no? So we're gonna try to follow that. But like I said, I'm not gonna put pressure on myself. I'm not thinking about a knockout, but that's, you know, the way I fight. I go out there and inflict as much damage as possible. So I'm always going to fight the same. I'm always going to look for the knockout.
¿Puedes describir tu campamento hasta el momento y qué planes tienes en las siguientes semanas?
Pues este campamento ya tengo como 5 semanas entrenando. Ya cuando se acaba el campamento vamos a tener 3 meses en entrenamiento. Pero estamos haciendo lo mismo. Tengo mi entrenador físico, Memo Heredia. Estoy haciendo sparring. Ya llegué a los 11 rounds con 3 sparring partners diferentes. Estamos trabajando durísimo para esta pelea. Ya sé que es una pelea bien difícil. Tenemos que preparar bien.
Te ves más fuerte que antes, te ves más ancho que antes. ¿Crees que eso te beneficia para este combate?
Sí, pues como te digo, estoy trabajando duro. Es un peleador muy difícil, me tengo que mantener entrenando duro.
Una más, ¿qué opinas de ese día de Canelo contra Terence Crawford?
Pues la verdad, yo creo que la gente no quiere mirar eso. Terence Crawford está peleando en 147, se va a subir 3 weight classes up. La gente ahorita quiere mirar unas peleas parejas contra mí en Canelo, porque yo soy peleador más grande, no soy chiquito como los otros peleadores. Yo creo que esta es la pelea que todo el mundo quiere mirar.
David, speaking of weight, man, how has the weight been in between the planned fight and now?
Good, bro. It's always the same. I mean, I don't know, like, it's good. I lose weight.
David, speaking there was like a clip, you had the afro grown out and you look kind of big.
Bro, how do I look now? Do I look kind of big?
No.
Andrade is a tricky fighter. Who would you consider the trickiest fighter you've ever faced?
Probably Caleb Plant. I mean, and then probably the next one will be Andrade. You know, I mean, this guy's a really good fighter. These guys are really quality fighters, and they have a lot of tricks in their bags, especially him being from the Olympics or being in the Olympics too. These guys are really talented. They have a lot of experience. So, but I've been thousands of sparring. I've seen every single style of sparring. I know how to defend him well from the tricks.
David, especially out of the ring, obviously you know you're a monster inside the ring, but you know you're also a family man outside. You just proposed to to your fiance, you have another kid on the way. Just talk about that perspective, being as a family man.
I feel really level-headed, man, because at the end of the day, I could beat people up and then I could go home and be a family man. So you know what I mean. I'm just very excited. I really want to build an empire. My son, I see my son. I see him doing the exact same things I was doing at his age, that in boxing. So I really want to set a good example for my people, for my family. My brother, he's about to get a big fight. My little brother, Angel, he's starting to box too. And I just want it to be a whole empire and a whole
Speaking of your little one, obviously, we've seen the power, we've seen the speed, we've seen the clips, man. How cool is that, just having him, being in the ring and being part of training camp?
It's dope, bro. It's really motivating to me. It gives me the motivation I need to keep going in there and working as hard as I can, because I want to give my son everything, and I want to put him in the best position possible for him to be successful as a man.
If he's watching this video, man,
on his resume, man. There's been criticism. You mentioned he's an Olympian. That's overlooked. Give me your thoughts on his resume.
I mean, he's a double world champion. He's been a world champion at 154 and 160. That's something that a lot of people don't do. So you cannot take no credit away from him. This guy is really good. That's why I'm preparing the way I'm preparing, because I'd rather be over-prepared than under-prepared. So.
¿Nos enseñas tu playera, David? ¿Qué significa? ¿Algún significado especial?
No, nomás mi cara y mi nombre ahí.
What do you feel like Andrade is better at than Plant? Maybe vice versa too?
To be honest, bro, I don't know. They throw a lot of combinations. They throw punches and bunches. They move around a lot. So I don't know. I'm expecting a well-conditioned, well-boxed fighter.
You think he sits down, maybe has more pop?
I'm sure he does. I mean, I don't know. I can't really say because I haven't until I fight him. I mean, they both had good knockouts, so I can't really say until I get in there.
I know you touched on the knockout earlier, but in the back of your mind, are you like, I gotta stop him or I won't get the fight?
Well, so I do want to stop him because I was upset that I didn't stop Plant, and that's been really bugging me. I watched the highlights and I'm stop this guy. So I do want to get the knockout, but I'm saying I don't want to put pressure on myself. You know, sometimes when you put too much pressure on yourself, saying I want to get a knockout, it's too much
Did that
pressure.
happen in the plan fight a little bit?
Maybe I could have got it though. That's what fucking pisses me off. That's what I'm saying. So I mean, I don't know. We're just we've been working on a lot of stuff, a lot of new things.
Thanks,
And then Jaime Munguia, you said that's in the plans for 2024. Why didn't that fight work out originally?
They didn't want to fight. It's as simple as that. We're negotiating for a couple months, and they didn't want to fight. It would have been a massive fight. It would have been a big fight, but they just didn't want to fight.
Do you think there's a foundation there to pick it up for next year?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, maybe we'll see. I mean, he's a great fighter. I think he just probably wanted to get in, get a little bit more comfortable at 168. Because Freddie has one fight there, so I mean everything's possible. Bro. So we'll see. We'll see.
And the rest of the undercard, can you preview who will be on the pay-per-view undercard?
I don't know if I can say, to be honest with you. But my brother's gonna fight Charlo on there, so it's gonna be a great fight. And I don't know the other ones, but they're not confirmed, but they're massive fights.
Jose Valenzuela, could we expect to see it?
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing.
Gotcha.
Question, David. Canelo always talks about fighting people with the resume. You think if you get the win on this one, do you think you'll be able to entice him to have a big Mexican showdown?
I think so, bro. I think it's not even that. I think if you're a champion, you have to respect the rankings. And I've been number one for the past 2 years, bro. You know what I mean? So I think, you know, as a champion, he has to defend his title. I'm the one knocks in the door, and he needs to defend it against me. But I mean, I don't know. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I want to get the biggest fights possible. This is my second pay-per-view. I'm getting really used to this now. You know, I like how it feels. I just want to give the fans the best fight possible.
And then you're already entering the physical frame at 26 years old. So Canelo's perhaps coming down on his 33rd years of age. Do you think now is the time to make the fight before people say he got 2 to 3 years too old for that?
I mean, I don't think you can judge fighters now, especially because the training protocols against someone is different, and you see fighters last longer. You know what I mean? I think he's still young. 33 years old is not old at all. Especially you see Mayweather, you see Pacquiao, these guys are legends. So I don't think he's on his downfall. You know, I think he's still the best he ever was. I think just now his competition is getting a little bit harder.
You still think he's in his prime?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's been winning all his fucking fights. Yeah, he's still doing good.
And one more question, David. When they speak of Mexican legends, they talk about Julio Cesar Chavez, Salvador Sanchez, Barrera, Marquez. Do you think a Mexican American can cross over and be reversed in the same light as Julio?
I think so. I definitely think so, and that's exactly what I intend to do. And the way I'm gonna get there is giving these types of fights, fighting the people that nobody else wants to fight, and also looking good in the fights. You know what I mean? My last fight, a lot of people enjoyed it. It was a great fight. So now this one's gonna be the same exact thing. And it's really my passion. I love this. I love boxing. I love training. I love everything that comes with this. So I'm not going nowhere at all.
What do you say this fight means to you? What would you say this fight means to you right now?
This fight is basically just hitting another threshold in my career. Fighting another champion, two-weight division champion. You know, this guy's motivated. He's hungry. But that's what I want. I want to be like how Golovkin was in his reign. That's the person I really respect a lot, and that's the type of footsteps I want to follow.
Last question.
Thank you, bro.
There was rumors that there was a fight with David Morrell signed. Was there any truth behind that?
There was no fight with David Morrell, sir.
The
There
contract?
was no fight with David Morrell. But that is definitely a fight that I want in the future.
Appreciate you.